She gave the validation for Barack Obama and the Obama family that I think Americans were looking for. They wanted to have some better sense of who are these people. You know, what are their values, where do they come from, and more importantly, what do they believe our future ought to be about? And it was a very deft speech in all sorts of ways, not just the grace points. I mean, she did it so well about reaching out to Hillary Clinton, talking about the 80th anniversary. She did it well about wrapping together the anniversary for women and the anniversary for Martin Luther King, the two strands of her that define her as an African-American woman. And she was, but she spoke so movingly about her own personal life and where she came from and why she went to Public Allies and began to get so interested in public service, but then linked it up to Barack Obama and what he's all about. I don't think I've heard a more interesting conversation about what he did when he went as a community organizer, how he went block to block, and how he was, you know, how he was serving a lot of people who were working class people or people who've lost their jobs. And from that point of view, I actually thought in some ways she for all of the wonderful speeches he gives in rallies and big speeches, this was actually more emotionally connective than his speeches. It somehow, there was no, you couldn't possibly accuse her of elitism after that kind of speech. And she did demonstrate a love of country that's not, that doesn't, and showed that love of country does not define simply by military service, although it's valuable and she honored that. But it also comes in other forms of service, and that's what she and her husband stand for. So I thought it was a first-class speech.